if we close 21 deals up from 4, I think that it will have demystified for me at least the jump between CMO to CRO, and that, there's no magic. It really is just in like doing the right things, putting in the right people, process, and technology to just, get it done.
Today I have Andrea Kayal, CRO at Teampay. You've been 4 times CMO, seeing companies getting from 5 to 50 million, most recently at SalesRoo, Signpost, Upserve, Electric. You're also on the board or as an advisor for Help Scouts and also for Byte, Dandy, Squarefoot. And you've also worked with big budgets at BMW and Mastercard. You've covered so many things. I'm very happy to have you today.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Tell me more, who buys Teampay and what do they get out of it?
Finance teams buy Teampay. The CFO has to be involved in the process to some degree. But the real pain is actually on the accounts payable team, in that there's a whole bunch of ways that spend has been democratized in companies now. Like employees are really doing the purchasing. So from just like an accounts payable and, just like from a reimbursement perspective, that part of the finance org has a lot of challenge in making sure that the spend is 1, within budget, and then 2, within policy. So the buyer is really, kind of like that group that sits inside the office of the CFO. And yeah, it's really set to focus on business spend management, which is a massively large problem, and specifically in tech companies. But more broadly, it's all companies between, we'll just call it 200 to 2,000 people.
And it's especially important these days since everyone wants to have a better handle of their spend, right?
We run some metrics on our customers. We actually send them emails monthly, which talks about how much spend Teampay blocked from happening. And, that in some cases for big spenders, that's like, millions of dollars a month. So it can be quite powerful.
How do you view, now that you've been a little bit in this role, the CRO role, is a marketer more prepared to take it, or is a salesperson more prepared to graduate to a CRO role? How do you view the most prepared one for that?
Well, I would just say, regardless of which function you came up through, you have to be a very accountable person. You have to be very good with P&L fluency. You need to basically be able to operate the business like the CFO as well. I think there's a lot of that side of this role that I've always operated marketing that way, but it becomes very critical when you're talking about how do you account for revenue and GAAP revenue and, just the more, I don't want to say complicated aspects of the job, which has to do with the operating plan, but it's a lot of that. So you need those skills no matter whether or not you came up through marketing or sales. The second skill is, can you hire for your gaps? I am by no means the best sales leader there is, but I do know that I needed to hire for it. I feel very confident in my abilities to do the marketing and hire for marketing because that's my strength. So I didn't need a team of 50 marketers. We could do that much leaner because I could provide a lot of support in that way. But I just knew that I was going to have to hire experts for the areas that I'm not, at least, have many, many years of experience in.
I am also cognizant that within this, within the full revenue team, there's one important function, which is the go-to-market. And sometimes the go-to-market sits in marketing, sometimes the go-to-market sits in product. I've not yet seen it sit in sales. I'm curious how you think about that. How do you think about the orchestration of the go-to-market for your teams?
So product marketing, because I've not worked for a company yet where there's heavy PLG, which I do think is perhaps a different structure between product and the commercial teams. In this case, product marketing is reporting to me. Enablement at Teampay sits within product marketing. So the product and customer marketer does both. She's meeting with the product teams. They are going over what is launching and when. And she is making sure that not only for customers and prospects, we are alerting them via email, website, every different way we can talk to our customers, partners, and prospects, but that the sales team is then enabled on how to sell that specific, feature or functionality that's kind of launching. So there's a conduit between the product team and the commercial teams that help us make sure we take what they're building and then make it marketable and sellable.
What portions of your pipeline right now comes from inbound versus outbound?
It's 70% inbound. It is 10% partner. It is 5% sales. And then the difference is outbound. It's 15% outbound.
15%. Okay. And within inbound, what are the motions that are contributing most to that pipeline?
Email marketing is still reigning supreme. We do a lot of email sending, and that shocks me to no end because it's been around forever and it's the cheapest. We do a lot of LinkedIn advertising because our market here at Teampay does respond to that. That's the LinkedIn in-mail. So like sending direct messages to people, to our ICP. We use 6 Sense to power who our target market is on LinkedIn. So that continues to work. And because this is a need to have product, we do see a lot of inbound coming from search. So that's kind of the composition. I would say that makes up 90% of how we drive pipeline.
Okay. Talking about email campaigns, do you nurture them before they go to BDRs? And what's your strategy with that?
Outbound is great because it is very targeted. You can get very specific and you can get very personal with SDR outreach, but they do that all through outreach. So, they're sending like personal messages that marketing could never do. But marketing is giving air cover to those prospects in 3 ways or 3 types of emails. The first is like product or, feature related, like, hey, did you hear we have this new great thing? You can now pay your bills this way. So that's product. There's topical, like, did you hear about a new way to pay? Or the industry has moved over to kind of like this new way to pay. Or informational, like, did you know how to pay a bill, like legally changed? Anything that might help them like do their jobs better. And then the last is incentive or promotional, like take a meeting, get AirPods. We do incent people to kind of like talk to us. But we are a big Chili Piper customer. I think I've used Chili Piper at like 5 or 6 of the companies I've been at now. Fantastic product. But
Amazing.
On every email we're sending, we have Chili Piper links that make sure we make it easy for the respondents to, get right to book a meeting with us in the event that they have clicked on, one of those emails.
And they book directly with your account executives, or you give them to your BDRs to qualify?
All of it. The BDRs are using it. The CSMs are using it for customers. The AEs are using it for prospects. So anybody who is customer facing has Chili Piper links. And Chili Piper is, what we use obviously on our site to make sure that they can book meetings easily and then it gets, round robin to the right person.
Amazing. I'm curious because right now it's the year of finance officers, right? It's the year where the finance officer play a bigger role in every tool that gets bought. Why do you think it's an effective way? Is it because they are reluctant to look at tools otherwise, or why do you think it's effective in their case?
I just think like at the core of every human being, there's do you respect the person's time? And like, do people want gifts for their time or like some type of compensation for their time? It's not like they want to be paid to meet with you, but I do think that like if we are asking to make a sale of this person, well, what are we giving in return? So I have been I'm a Sendoso advisor, so I, certainly believe in the direct mail as a channel overall. But if you think of why that is, it's because we're asking you to buy something from us. That's really what we're doing. So in case we're not a fit for you, we still want to honor your time by like offering you something, whether that's something we sent out or swag or whatever. I think it's just a good way to do business. It's just to say like, hey, thanks so much. Here's something in return for that.
Do you do any other types of campaigns for upselling, cross-sell for within an app or in other ways to increase your chances for that part of the business?
We do. We have a very unique opportunity with our customers at Teampay based on the kind of business it is, which is if they spend more on our platform, they actually do receive more in cash back. That's part of like our, we're a fintech company and people are spending through our platform. If they're on Teampay cards and we've offered them cash back, the more they spend, the more money they make. So we do a lot of personalized emails where we're pulling in data from the product, which helps us show them exactly how much money they've made from spending through the platform. And we want them spending through the platform. The more they spend through the platform, not only more they make, the more they're controlling. Like we're stopping more of the problems. Those are the kinds of marketing campaigns we're running to show them, to highlight like all the benefits that we have kind of driven for them inside of the product.
I like that. I like that a lot. I believe that educational marketing through product is going to be key in the future. The more self-serve and the more product becomes the center of the buying experience. I'm curious if you've tried something more recently in your toolbox of motions that surprised you because it worked and gave you the returns you wanted. That was a little bit maybe more untraditional than normal.
It's that I think the incentives in the direct mail have been working for me for 5 years. I thought at some point it would like not be popular anymore for people like not accepting gifts or not participating based on like an incentive, and they participate every single time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true that you'd think that it would have decreased power, but people seem to appreciate it no matter what. What about some of the things that you've tried recently that didn't work?
I don't know to what degree we're using it well. Like the rest of the planet is ChatGPT. So like I have it like writing our SDR emails. It's fine, but I'm like, isn't there a better way to use this? So I think it's less about like, I mean, I've tried a million tactics over the years, and sometimes it didn't work because we just had a crappy database, or it failed because it was like the message was off or the tone was bad. I mean, it's all nuanced. Like there's no pattern in some of the stuff I think that have failed.
It's obviously everybody's trialing and in different parts of their business to see how they can be more productive. In RevOps, to some extent, yes, but it's not the tool yet to help RevOps for sure.
Yeah, like Gong, like obviously the tools that we use to help us forecast or whatever is to some extent using not necessarily ChatGPT, but like some trend analyzer inside of their product. I hope that I'm able to keep up with that use of it though as a marketer so that I can continue to add value.
I'm curious, what excites you about the next quarter ahead of you? What are some of the projects that excite you?
Here's what excites me. I don't know if this is a competitive side in me, but we closed 4 deals at Teampay in Q4. I knew what I was walking into. Like I knew I needed to change the go-to-market. I knew we needed more than 4 deals. I think we're going to close 21 this quarter, and I really want to see that happen. I'd like to think that some of the things I thought about Teampay related to like it being a great product. I mean, we have great retention rates, over 85% retention on gross retention. So people do love Teampay, but it's highly competitive market. And I was like, okay, well, can I just put the processes in and the people in to make this thing kind of hum again? And the answer to that seemed to be yes. And so it did give me just some confidence in my ability to, hopefully that doesn't sound too self-inflating. I just mean that like, I'm excited to see, did the fruits of the labor pay off in the processes that we like put in? Because if we close 21 deals up from 4, I think that it will have demystified for me at least the jump between CMO to CRO, and that, there's no magic. It really is just in like doing the right things, putting in the right people, process, and technology to just, get it done. So that's kind of what I'm excited about.